Good evening, John. Again, you know the drill. Playing some Immaculate Grid. I'm going for that low rarity score. Maybe working a story or two. Fun fact is that I am heading to Miami for this weekend. It's my wife and my anniversary. Tomorrow night, because my wife's so awesome, she got us tickets to go see a game at Lone Depot Stadium when the Marlins play. Tigers are coming to town, which means Miguel Cabrera is coming to town. So Miguel Cabrera making his final return to the Marlins, where he started his career 21 years ago. I'm really looking forward to that. It should be a good time. But anyway, I am going to start sharing. Get the Immaculate Grid up here. Did pretty well yesterday on a lucky guess on Jose Lima. I was not super sure on that one. All right, so we've got the Cardinals, we've got Giants, Padres, a Gold Glove, a 40 homer season batting. I think we've discussed or figured out that a 40 homer season and a Gold Glove, they could be in separate seasons. So I don't think that's um, necessarily a hard interlock. But anyway, I'll keep that in the back of my mind. Let's see, we got the Angels there. I think I mentioned the Cardinals. All right. Got a pretty good one for this one. Angels and Giants. How about Benji Molina, who's on that 0-2 Angels team that beat the Giants, and then he came back a little while later. He played a couple seasons for the San Francisco Giants. I think the Giants actually dealt him away when they brought up Buster Posey. In fact, I think they brought him up to the or sent him to the Rangers, who they then beat in the World Series in 2010. I think that was his last year. Or yeah, it says it right there that it was his last year. So let's go ahead and select him. Let's see how. Oh, wow, that was really popular. Off to a terrible start. All right, I thought that was going to be way more rare. JT Snow also would have worked there. Bobby Bonds would have worked. That would have been so much better. I didn't think Benji Molina was going to be that rare. Huh. It's a little bit of a surprise. Okay. Um, so a really obvious one for Padres and Cardinals would be Ozzie Smith. You could also go with the person Ozzie Smith was traded for, which is Gary Templeton. In fact, that is who I'm going to go with. I think there's a couple other pretty good options. Benito Santiago might work. Actually, I'm not sure if he played for the Cardinals. He played for a lot of random teams, but I don't know about that one. Gary Templeton will definitely work. Think if I can think of a more about I think Ray Langford might work actually. But I'm gonna go with Templeton. He was traded for Smith. Also not that good. Also not that good. Fascinating. See how Johnny Mize does for this one. Giants, New York Giants, and St. Louis Cardinals. Rogers Hornsby would also work. I've used that one before though, so I'm going to try out Johnny Mize. All right, sub 1% on Hall of Famer Johnny Mize. So Benji Molina and Gary Templeton get 22% between them. Johnny Mize takes 0.7. He also would have worked for down here. Um, Giants who have Giants who've hit 40 home runs in a season. Um, obviously you got Barry Bonds. That'll probably take the most. Obviously you got Willie Mays. That'll also take a bunch. Willie McCovey will take a bunch. Um, Mel Ott would be a pretty good option. And so would Hall of Famer Orlando Cepeda, I believe in the 62 season. One year he had over 40 home runs. I think that might be all of them. I'm gonna go with Orlando Cepeda. I was at his Hall of Fame induction ceremony. He was inducted alongside Robin Yount, Nolan Ryan, and George Brett. So we were there for Robin Yount as longtime Milwaukee fans, but Orlando Cepeda that year he was a VP, veteran committee selection. So all right, so he takes 1%. That's pretty good. And yeah, so Cardinals, yeah, Gold Glove is one that I'm not as sharp on because A, it's not it doesn't get the fanfare as other awards, and B, it's just like because it's oftentimes so especially back when started watching baseball. I mean, I remember when I mentioned this on the on I don't know if this is a show, but I mentioned it when I did this a few weeks back. Rafael Palmeiro winning a Gold Glove when he was a designated hitter, which I still think is pretty funny. Um, but they're not super reliable. Jeter obviously won a bunch of Gold Gloves. Even though the metrics showed him not that great on with the glove. But anyway, some interesting ones to give some thought to. Um, Gold Glove and a 40 homer season. Let's see how Larry Walker does. I'm pretty sure he'll work for this. Okay, sub 1%. Yeah, I think he did all of that in the 97 season, so it didn't even have to be separate. Let's see. 40 homer seasons in the history of the San Diego Padres. Um, so you've got Adrian Gonzalez did it in 2009, Greg Vaughn in 1998, Phil Nevin, who I don't think works here. He's the Angels manager, but I don't think he's going to work there. I don't think he ever played for the Angels. He'll work. He hit 40 home runs. Ken Caminiti hit over 40 home runs. Um, Dave Winfield didn't hit 40 home runs. I don't know about anybody prior to Caminiti. Caminiti did 96, and then you get Greg Vaughn in that 98 season. He was third in the league in home runs behind McGuire and Sosa, fourth in the majors because Griffey was also in there. You get Nevin in 2001 and Adrian Gonzalez in 2009. And I guess Fernando Tatis Jr. did it in 2021, I think. And just thinking about everybody at their positions, just going around one more time. I think I will go with, it's not that many, so I think they'll all do like some numbers. Caminiti, even though he was the first to do it, he won MVP that year. Greg Vaughn was it had a big year, and it was the year the Padres won the pennant. Adrian Gonzalez, I mean, it's not that recent. It was 14 years ago, but I actually have a figurine from that season of him, not a bobblehead, but just like a straight figurine that they gave away. I was in San Diego that summer with the Navy. Um, and Tatis is really recent. So I think Nevin makes the most sense because he was an MVP. The team didn't make the playoffs. It certainly didn't go to the World Series. It was 2001, so nobody cared about some guy hitting 41 home runs. Heck, Rich Sexton that year hit 45 home runs. And then, Sean Green hit 49, Luis Gonzalez hit 57, Todd Helton hit 49, Sosa over 60, and Bonds with 73. So I think just because it might have gotten lost in the mix, I'm going to go with Phil Nevin. Still takes 4%, but I think that'll be the lowest. I'll see if I've forgotten anybody. And now I've sort of been putting this one off. Justin Upton will work here. He's played with both teams, but I think that'll get a lot. Um, but yeah, just doing my normal thing, going around the horn a little bit. Ooh, I got a good one. See how rare this one is. A little speedster here. Scrappy player named Ricky Henderson. He was traded from the Padres to the Angels in the 1997 season. He only played that half season with the Angels. He had a couple since he was actually Nevin's teammate on the 01 Padres. And in the final game of the season, he got his 3,000th hit. And he'd also that year scored his record-setting run scored. because he has the all-time record there. I think he was briefly that season. He became the all-time walks leader. Barry Bonds obviously crushed that record, but um, he was also with the Padres in the mid 90s, 96, 97, I guess, yeah, those years. I think he was still with the A's in 95. I think I've got that all right. But then, yeah, traded to the Angels. So let's see how that does. 3%. Okay, I think a lot of people have realized that Ricky Henderson really did bounce around a lot. And so I think that's where I don't think a lot of people remember this. I do have a baseball card of Ricky Henderson wearing the Periwinkle pinstripe uniform in 1997. It's a Pinnacle scorecard, which is one of my favorite brands. RIP Pinnacle. Anyway, let's see if we can get some gold gloves out of this and at least come away with a 9 for 9. Uh, obviously, Ozzie Smith won Gold Gloves. I'm pretty sure Arenado and well, at least Arenado, probably Goldschmidt have won Gold Gloves with St. Louis. Definitely Arenado. So the most famous one and the most recent one are ones that I can think of. Um, yeah, who else? I don't know if Willie McGee ever won a Gold Glove. Not really sure. I think I feel pretty good about Willie McGee though. Mike Matheny maybe in like '02. I'd give a Gold Glove to Mike Matheny, but I don't know if everyone else would. Like I said, it's kind of a hit or miss award. Um, Bob Gibson won Gold Gloves for pitcher. He was an excellent defensive pitcher. Um, again, I think that would be pretty popular. So I'm inclined to not go with the ones I'm very sure about and take a gamble. I think the person I'm going to take a gamble with is Willie McGee. Figured I showed myself on video listing like four correct answers. So let's see if one of these is right. Ha! Less than 1%. All right. All right. Let's see if I have one more little bit of magic in me. So, angels. Angels, angels, angels. Um, I wonder if Mark Teixeira would work. Because it would surprise me if he didn't. No, it wouldn't work because he switched leagues. He played a half season with the Angels, but he played the other half season with the Braves. I don't think they were going to give him a Gold Glove for that. I'm gonna not try that. Uh, Torrey Hunter, I think he was winning Gold Gloves still by the time he was with the Angels. I think those Gold Gloves were mostly based off reputation more so than I think because he was a little bit older at that point. But um, what Darren Erstad? Jim Edmonds. Jim Edmonds probably won. Yeah, Jim Edmonds definitely won Gold Gloves and with the Angels. I can't say in Anaheim, even though they have always played in Anaheim. Maybe I should just say in Anaheim, but they were the California Angels and the LA Angels, and the LA Angels of Anaheim. So lots of lots of name changes for that franchise. Jim Edmonds is the one I'm very certain on. Darren Erstad is one that I'm pretty certain on. I just think Erstad is going to be a little too popular. I don't know if Bobby Grich was an excellent defensive second baseman. I just don't have any confidence in saying he won a Gold Glove. There were a lot of good second basemen in those days. Like he was contemporaries with Lou Whitaker and Bob Grich and Frank White. Sorry, I said Bobby Grich was contemporaries with Lou Whitaker. I think I said Grich, Lou Whitaker, Willie Randolph, and Frank White. I think those were yeah. So four of those people all at the same time, all at second base. Grich was an excellent defensive player, though. He definitely seems like he should want to go glove. It's a little bit older. Let's try it. Going for it. Going for it. No Gold Glove for Bobby Grich, but 22 Gold Glove players. I didn't even mention Simmons. I probably should have. All right, so I get I have to take an L here. Oh, Bob Boone, I should have gotten. And again, this isn't necessarily remember. I was tip tip of it was going to go with Darren Erstead. Torrey Hunter was still winning Gold Gloves. Martin Maldonado, soft spot. Devon White, I probably should have gotten. JT Snow, I even mentioned I should have gotten. There were better options. There were better. I didn't want to go with Edmonds because they would be too obvious, but there were good options that I could have gone with. Um, didn't realize Ian Kinsler was like briefly was with LA. I didn't know he was really good. Anyway. All right. Well, thanks a lot for playing. Sorry for letting y'all down. I'll be uh back at it tomorrow, probably from a hotel or something. But I'll say hi to Miguel Cabrera for y'all. Have a great night and a great weekend. Take care.